This is your wife, I would assume this is your wife, so it's got to be your mistress. You know what a mistress is? That's something between a mister and a mattress. That's what a mistress
is. Too much of that going on out there. There was wonder those guys weren't killing each other over the women out there. They had that luau at Shawnee Country Club. This had to be in probably like 66, 67, because I was divorced. It seemed to me that everybody was, of course, drinking way too much, and there was a lot of the women that were employees there, cocktail waitresses and brought food and stuff, but they were just all over everywhere. But they were see them dancing with the customers, and the guys' wives dancing with other guys, and it was you know, people were kind of pairing off with other people's wives and stuff like this. And I said, this is the exotic stuff going on here. That's wonder they're not people getting divorces and stuff, which there did happen to have quite a few divorces out there when that stuff got spread around. They were playing too wild with everybody knowing everybody else. And anyway, it was kind of a fun deal, but I don't think they did that very much after at one time, because there a lot of people got in trouble. There a few divorces coming out of it and everything. Well, Richie was there when I first started, yeah. And then what's the guy, the judge's brother, Vickers, yeah, Vickers, Dick Vickers, yeah. Yeah, he was, in fact, he was there when they had the luau's, and they had a lot of wild activity going at that time, yeah. But yeah, he was a good guy.
I was hired out on the golf course, and I went there as a started learning how to take care of the greens. Really? And a bunch of them came out in golf carts one day and said, "You're the manager of the club." And I said, "What?" Yep, that's the way it happened. And I enjoyed it. I'm sorry to say, though, at 90, I can remember the fun I had out there, and there was a lot of it, because there were 4 or 5 of those gals out there that I would have loved them. They were fun women, and I can remember late nights in the bar. I won't mention any names, but I knew a few of the girls in the rough. And I'll never forget, one time I went in there, and one of my favorite ladies was off the stool between the wall of the urinal, or down beside the seat and the stool. I was having, I don't know. It was all kinds of shit that went on. That was, I remember about them, and I've told people about them. I think of all the work that I've done in my life, and I've done about everything, I think I enjoyed Shawnee more than anything. And I don't know, to this day, times were tough, and the way I was hired was the way I was let go. They came one day and said, board said, "This is your last month." And I said, "Oh," and left. I took Richie's place. His wife and all, they lived upstairs in the club. I didn't. Yes. I stayed at home, but when I took over the place, why, Bill and his wife, they lived upstairs. And I went back out there about 4 years ago, and I was a little astounded that it wasn't, a lot of it had changed. It wasn't the same at all. There was some gambling going on in the men's locker room quite frequently. There were some guys that were playing for some money. I never got into it much, but I put my son through college as running the swimming pool out there. My youngest son caddied out there. And
Rick and Lampy.
yeah, no, George was out there, George Lampy. No, it was good days, and I've fond memories. Fond memories. After that, I was over and was superintendent of the Nelson Art Gallery in Kansas City. I was there for a number of years. Here I'm getting around telling wild stories at 90. There ain't too damn many 90-year-old guys running around, and the funny part is, my wife is pretty damn frisky too, and she's still 90. We retired, and I was retired for a year, and got bored. So we started building, and we built over 100 houses, and we called it, her sons wanted in the company, and so we called it O'Brien Builders, and we built Cripple Creek casinos.
Cripple Creek.
Yeah, we built 4 of them. And we were the first ones to get our casinos ready when they became lawful. I'll tell you, as far as Shawnee Country Club, there was never a finer bunch of guys that I was friends with, and were Dick Hensler and the different ones that were there were good old boys. And old Earthel Grant was a good old buddy, and he was one of the nicest colored men I think I ever knew. And he knew everybody what they drank. You didn't have to tell him what you wanted. You walked in there and you had it. There were 4 or 5 gals that most of them were married, but very rarely were with their husbands. I think they were happy-go-lucky women. There were no holes barred. Feel a few tits and have some fun. But now you're getting me. And I was always one that enjoyed a good time. In fact, that's why I think that I was let go from Shawnee, was because of a little thing that happened in one of the ladies' locker rooms that was blown out of shape. Nothing happened, but they tried to, she let on something dead. And, well, they called me in and said, they called me into the board and said, this has been reported and we can't have it, and that was it. They never let me give my side of it or a goddamn thing. They just said, that's it. And needless to say, it pissed me off. I'll tell you the thing, I'll tell you truly. At my age, I wouldn't give up anything for what I've done in my life. I've had a good time. I've had 2 wonderful women in my life, and I have 3 very successful kids. And what the hell more can you ask? And my wife, she loaded. That's better than that. My wife is a millionaire. But she loves me, so I'm lucky.